Your laptop is open, the tab is waiting, and somehow your thumb is back on your phone. The job application glows. The blank document glows. The project draft sits there, untouched, while the room gets quieter after 11 p.m. You can picture the future version of your life with painful clarity, but the present version keeps refreshing the same app in the dark. This is the psychology of people who are lazy but ambitious, at least from the outside. And the question under the glow is simple: lazy or stuck? Because sometimes the task is not hard because it takes effort. It is hard because it can give you evidence. A rejection, a bad first draft, one awkward email can turn a dream into data. So scrolling is not always rest. Sometimes it is cover. And the scariest part may not be the work. It may be what the work can prove. The calendar still says deep work from 8 to 10, but the block has turned into moving notes between apps. You make coffee, rename a folder, clear 2 emails, and tell yourself the real start will happen after one more reset. By the time the house is quiet, the task is still untouched, and the shame feels heavier than the work ever looked. That is why lazy is too blunt. Sometimes the task feels bad right now. The email is boring, the form is annoying, the first draft is awkward, and your body wants out. Sometimes the same screen comes from no sleep, grief, pressure, or a life that has been running too hot for too long. So the outside label misses the inside math. Psychologist Piers Steele from the University of Calgary found in 2007 that in a psychological bulletin meta-analysis of 691 correlations from 216 studies, procrastination was strongly linked to low self-control and to tasks that felt unpleasant. In plain English, delay is not just a character flaw. Your mind often moves away from what feels bad before it asks what matters. But ambition adds a stranger twist. You may not only be escaping discomfort, you may be protecting the dream from becoming measurable. And that is where lazy starts to sound less honest than stuck. You sit down to apply for the job, the resume tab opens, and your chest tightens before you type your name. One message pops up. You check it for 10 seconds. 10 seconds becomes 5 minutes because the application is no longer staring at you. Nothing has been solved, but the room feels quieter. That quiet is the reward. Not happiness, relief. Psychologists Diane Tice and Roy Baumeister from Case Western Reserve University found in 1997 that in a semester-long psychological science study of 60 college students, high procrastinators reported less stress and fewer symptoms early in the semester, but later had more stress, more illness, and lower grades. That is the exact trade happening at your desk. Avoiding the task lowers the pressure now, but the cost does not disappear. It moves forward. The phone is not just a distraction in that moment. It is a tiny door out of being judged. For 1 minute, there is no hiring manager, no resume gap, no sentence that makes you sound smaller than you hoped. Your shoulders drop because the question has been postponed. And postponing can feel so close to peace that your body starts trusting it. You keep redesigning the logo, rewriting the first page, or saving one more productivity video instead of sending the email. Your notes look serious. Your browser tabs look ambitious. Your private future still feels impressive because nobody has rejected it yet. The dream stays clean while it stays inside your head. The moment you post the work, apply for the job, or ask for the meeting, it can answer back. That answer is the part you are delaying. Not the work, the evidence. Because while the idea is still private, it can be anything. It can be the business that would take off if you had time. The book that would be brilliant if life got quiet. The career change that would prove you were always meant for more. Psychologist Gabrielle Oettingen from New York University found in 2002 that in Oettingen and Mayer's Journal of Personality and Social Psychology study, 83 university graduates who pictured an easy career transition sent fewer job applications, got fewer offers, and earned less money than graduates with less rosy fantasies. The point is not that dreaming is bad. The point is that a perfect future can give your body a little taste of arrival before anything has risked rejection. Planning can be care, learning can be growth, rest can be real. But sometimes the same moves become a velvet rope around the dream. They make it feel protected when it is actually untested. That is why this avoidance can look mature from the outside. You are researching, preparing, improving, organizing. It sounds responsible enough that even you can defend it. But your stomach knows the difference. There is a small drop inside you when the work gets close to being seen. The cursor hovers over send, and suddenly the font needs changing. The paragraph needs one more pass. The offer needs one more credential behind it. The fantasy is not useless. It is just safer than feedback. You have a blank document open, and the first bad sentence feels more threatening than doing nothing. You type half a line, delete it, stare at the cursor, and feel that old fear of not looking as smart as people thought you were. So you wait. Not because the work is impossible, because starting would turn your private image into something visible and imperfect. Somewhere along the way, capable stopped meaning, I can learn this. It started meaning, I should already be good. Maybe teachers called you gifted. Maybe your family called you the smart one. Maybe people acted impressed when things came easily. The praise felt good, but it quietly tied your worth to effortlessness. Psychologists Claudia Mueller from Columbia University and Carol Dweck from Stanford University found in 1998 that in Journal of Personality and Social Psychology experiments with 128 fifth graders, 92% of children praised for effort chose a challenging task afterward, while only 33% of children praised for intelligence did. That is why just try can hit a bruise. If trying hard and struggling means you are learning, the page is only a page. If trying hard and struggling means you were never that talented, the page becomes a threat. Waiting keeps the identity untouched. An empty document cannot expose the gap between potential and performance. It lets you stay brilliant in theory. But a blinking cursor has a cruel way of asking for proof. You spend 3 weeks watching videos on how to pitch a client, and the email draft still says, "Hi, Jordan," with nothing under it. You tell yourself this is preparation because the notes are full, the tabs are organized, and the calendar has a neat block called Outreach. But every time the cursor gets near send, the easier activity removes the same feeling. The chance that someone can ignore you, judge you, say no. That is the line most productivity talk misses. From the outside, rest and avoidance can look identical. Both can be quiet. Both can happen on the couch, in bed, after work, with your phone in your hand. But rest gives something back. Avoidance only gives you distance. Real preparation makes contact with the task easier when you return. Avoidance wearing a blazer makes you feel professional while keeping the risky part untouched. It lets you learn the language of the thing without entering the room where the thing can answer you. So the cleaner question is not always, am I lazy? It is, what feeling disappeared when I chose the easier activity? If the answer is exhaustion, your body may have needed recovery. If the answer is boredom, the task may have been dull. But if the answer is relief from being seen, measured, rejected, or proven average, then the easier activity was not random. It was protecting distance from the task. That is why another tutorial can feel so good. It keeps you close enough to the dream to feel devoted, but far enough away that nobody can say no yet. The draft still says, "Hi, Jordan." Your chest already knows who you are trying not to hear from. Same couch, same laptop on the coffee table, same phone beside your thigh, and the same promise that tonight will be different. You open the project tab, feel the old pressure return, and your hand reaches for the phone before you have even decided to quit. By 11:40, the tab is still open, the app is still moving under your thumb, and the couch has become the place where this always happens. The room has started making the first move, not because a couch has power over you, because your body has learned the sequence. Sitting here means pressure. Pressure means phone. Phone means relief. Psychologist Wendy Wood from the University of Southern California found in 2002 that in Wood, Quinn, and Cashie's Journal of Personality and Social Psychology diary studies with 70 undergraduates, about 43% of everyday actions were repeated almost daily in the same context, often while people were thinking about something else. That is not a moral story. It is a room story. Psychologists Peter Gollwitzer and Veronica Brandstetter from the University of Constance found in 1997 that in the Christmas break report experiment, 71% of students who wrote exactly when and where they would complete the assignment mailed it on time, compared with 32% who did not. The lesson is not that a sentence fixes your life. It is that vague ambition has to fight the room, the phone, the couch, the lighting, and yesterday's pattern all at once. Before you choose, the room has already made a suggestion. After this video ends, the tab may still be there. No one can see whether you click it. Your hand may rest near the trackpad while the phone lights up beside the laptop. The room gives you one more easy way out. If you leave the tab alone, you get your night back. You avoid the tight feeling. You keep the capable version of yourself untouched. You let the dream stay untested for one more day. Lazy is the outside word. Sometimes the delay protects the version of you that has not been contradicted yet. Clicking would turn the private movie into evidence. So ask the question quietly, without turning it into a courtroom. What did the delay protect tonight? Energy? Pride? Possibility? The image of being naturally good? Or the version of your life that is not answered back yet? Your finger hovers, and the quiet room feels less empty than it did before. It feels full of one question you cannot unhear. Now the tab is still there, but it looks a little different. The job application, draft, email, or project page has not moved. The feeling around it has a clearer name. You are not coming back to it with hype. You are coming back knowing the click may feel dangerous because the dream actually matters. The cursor waits. Your chest tightens. The room goes quiet. For once, the delay does not prove you do not care. You are not lazy because the dream is fake. You may be stuck because the dream matters, and starting would make it real. Write stuck if your ambition feels real, but starting feels strangely unsafe.